Hey folks, it's Frosty again with another amazing video on how the Texas legislation is affecting your collecting and your stacking. It seems like Texas is at it once again at making headlines with unconventional ideas. This time, Bitcoin. The Texas State Representative Giovanni Capriglione has introduced a bill that is turning heads across the nation. This is the Texas Strategic Bitcoin Reserve Act. The bill, if passed, would allow Texas to create a reserve of Bitcoin, which is the world's most popular cryptocurrency. The purpose? Well, to protect the state's financial future. See, the bill suggests that Bitcoin, with its limited supply and decentralized nature, could act as a hedge against inflation. It's like a digital gold rush, pardon the pun. But instead of pickaxes and pans, it's lines of code and blockchain technology. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're a numismatic channel. Well, yeah, I am. But Bitcoin has become a serious class asset. Major companies and even small countries are adding Bitcoin to their balance sheet, and Texas is trying to get in on that action. Now, this move has sparked debate, even within this community. Is Texas being innovative or just plain reckless? Only time will tell, but one thing is for certain. The Lone Star State is again at the forefront of a national conversation. So why is Texas so keen on Bitcoin? Well, it all boils down to inflation. You see, when the value of the dollar goes down, the price of everything else goes up. And this can be a real problem, especially for governments that hold large amounts of cash. Now, Bitcoin, on the other hand, is designed to be scarce. Like silver and gold, there's ever going to be a limited supply, ever. But with silver and gold, if you don't hold it, you don't own it. This is a limited supply which is resistant to inflation. So in theory, people are wanting to use Bitcoin and demand increases. The value should go up, but there's a lot of volatility in this. Now, Texas sees this as a potential way to protect its wealth. By holding this reserve of Bitcoin, the state could potentially offset losses from inflation and against its other assets. It's like a financial insurance policy without paying premiums. And we know all about premiums. Texas is living in the digital asset. Of course, Bitcoin is still extremely volatile. Its price can fluctuate widely and sometimes even within the same day. This makes a lot of people nervous about investing in Bitcoin, especially a government. How are they supposed to be financially responsible? Texas, however, is known for taking risks and for potential rewards being so high, it seems like the Lone Star State is willing to roll the dice on Bitcoin. But is this a smart move? Now, you might be wondering, how is Texas going to pay for all of this Bitcoin? Well, the good news is that your tax dollars are not going to go up. We're not going to be talking about utilizing tax dollars to buy digital gold. The bill specifically states that the Bitcoin reserve will be funded through donations and existing state resources. That's right, folks. No new proposed taxes will be levied up in the digital piggy bank. Instead, the state plans to rely on the generosity of Bitcoin enthusiasts and perhaps even dip into some existing funds. Now, I'm a little skeptical, but some argue that a fiscal responsible way to acquire Bitcoin without burdening the taxpayers, I don't know. Others question whether relying on donations will have enough to build a substantial reserve. Only time will tell on how Texas will manage and amass its Bitcoin stash. But one thing is for certain, the Lone Star State's determined to make its mark on the world of crypto. This Texas Bitcoin bill is not the only shining star in the night sky. It's a part of a growing trend of governments showing interest in Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. In fact, similar bills have been proposed in other states. Alabama, Pennsylvania, and even the federal government is dipping their toes into the digital asset pool. President-elect Donald Trump has specifically supported the idea of a federal Bitcoin reserve. And with its U.S. government already holding a significant amount of Bitcoin, 200,000 in particular, seized from various local law enforcement actions, the idea may not be as far-fetched as it seems. Now, the shift toward Bitcoin has been fueled by the changing political landscape. The Republican Party, which holds a majority in Texas, and other state legislators have become increasingly vocal. Now, this is support for cryptocurrency, and it's a newfound enthusiasm for Bitcoin could have significant implications for the future of finance. See, if more governments follow Texas's lead and start accumulating Bitcoin, it could legitimize cryptocurrency as an asset. This in turn could lead to wider adoption and potentially even challenge the dominance of the US dollar. There are still inherent risks. And what about the Texas gold-backed currency bill? I can tell you this, the Texas legislation is going to be busy in January when they reconvene on the 12th. But what are your thoughts? Let me know, and let's dive into this video on the other Texas legislation located here. Do me a favor, like the channel, subscribe, and you know what? I will see you in the streams. Take care.